there on the left-hand side. The I rating suggests that Austin DeLong has one of the better shots in the field here tonight when it comes to setting a fast lap. As we see him jump up to P2 in the standings just behind our host this evening, Zach DeWale. I'm sure those two will be doing battle throughout the evening. But yeah, no, Eldora is a tricky track to navigate. Dirt ones always are, as the track constantly evolves over the course of the night, and I expect this to be no different between 2 heat races and then a 100 lap feature.
Yeah, I think that'll be the case. This is really exciting for a couple reasons because we have had a number of drivers who have lobbied for something on dirt, some dirt oval performance. That's really exciting to give the people what they want, and also exciting because this is what I used to do for a little bit before I was kidnapped, taken to the University of Michigan, and thrown into an open wheel car. So a little bit of fun, and yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of good racing. We had talked about, ironically, Alex, the Gen 4 and the way that those cars race. At some of those tracks, there's a lot of groups that we've seen this summer. So as we head into this event, yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. These super late models, these are 600 and 700 horsepower machines, and the rear tires on these guys are about 12 or 14 inches wide, depending on your sanctioning bodies. So it's going to be really fun, and I wasn't sure because this is a little bit off key for us, Alex, and I wasn't sure how many collisions we've had, but I can see that at least 2/3 of the field have really got this sorted out, and I'm really excited to see how we get on here.
Yeah, it absolutely should be a blast as we see cars taken to the track here. Already a bit of a fun early contact here as all 11 cars are on track. I wonder if they've just jumped straight to the feature here this evening. Because initially it was supposed to be, oh no, they're taking 8 from each heat, so maybe they're still running the heats here just with all 11 cars. But as you see, one more lap around this very short dirt track, less than a mile, about, was it 5/8 of a mile, I believe. But it'll be Zach DeWale and Austin DeLong, row 1, Timothy Williams, Matthew Nordberg, row 2, Jake Hall, Jason Willott, row 3, and then a few more back behind there, rounding out the 11-car field. The pace truck we're about to be pulling down pit lane here, green flag in the air for what should be a very fast heat race. Only 10 laps the opening heat, so this should be fun. Here we go, green flag in the air. Zach DeWale will lead him back into turn 1, and we are racing from Eldora.
Yeah, there they go. That's Zach DeWale up in the lead. Big trouble. Timothy Williams is trying to get it sorted out in the back right there, and that is a very good shot. Look at all those lines from those drivers as they try and get sorted out, going now down into turn 1 and using the whole track to do so.
Yeah, there was some heavy contact there between Christian Hill and Ryan Wilson on the front stretch, but they were both able to keep it forward, and away they go. You're already starting to see the debris mount up on track as you see Matthew Nordberg ripping the wall here in that high C machine on the outside of Timothy Williams there in the 86 as they make their way down the backstretch once again, flying through these corners here. And the fun part about racing on dirt, especially at Eldora, there's so many different lines you can try and take through the corners, and we're seeing every single one of them on display. Stockner is backwards in the corner. Stockner and DeLong have pancaked each other in 1 and 2.
Yeah, it seems to be the case, but back up to the mid-pack here. Christian Hill, actually there's a car slow on the inside, looks like Drexel University. I think the yellow is out right now,
Yeah,
and that'll be a chance to get, oh, that's not good for Clemson right there. That is Nick Stockner, I think.
Yeah, Nick Stockner's taking a look at the world from the Australian point of view. Everything's a little inverted right now, and that is certainly not a great start here for the driver of the 24, and Austin DeLong certainly not thrilled with the leader. He was running second. I'm curious on how they even found each other on track. I mean, Nick Stockner was far toward the back of the field. Looks like he had already suffered pre-existing damage, perhaps? Let's take a look at the replay.
Yeah, that could be. Here we are riding along in a replay with the 22, void of no overlays tonight, so doing it grassroots style here. And, oh, yeah, looks like that was the 24 already in trouble right there. That was not what you need if you are one of those drivers, and that will extend this heat just a little bit. Actually, looks like a couple. Maybe the 24 was out there, Alex. Looks like doing that a couple laps right there.
Yeah, the put it simply, has not had a fun start to the heat. But yeah, that is definitely not the way you want to start. But it is only heat one, so the mechanics there will go to work trying to get that thing ready for the feature. With 11 entrants in tonight's race, everyone will move forward to the main 100 lap feature here. But it really will depend a lot on seating and positioning. Which Austin DeLong qualified great, but might have to work his way back up to the front here over the course of 100 laps in the main event as he gets crashed out early in that contact with Nick Stockner. Pace truck pulls away here, slightly thinner field going back out of the green. The whale flies into the corner here, gets a huge jump on Jake Hall, but here comes that 2 to the outside.
Jake Hall looking to the outside. That's a Clemson driver right there as we ride on board with Matt Nordberg back up front. Zach DeWale, host of the DeWale 100s night, is back up front. He's got that green machine cooking right now, and that, Alex, is not a bad-looking dirt late model right there.
Not in the slides. We actually have quite a few good-looking ones out here tonight, but that is Zach DeWell in the lead there. You see Matthew Nordberg running in third, trying to hold back Christian Hill and Ryan Wilson there in the 56 as the 15 of Jordan Brooks will make his way back on track as well. Everything kind of single file just for the moment. Everyone getting a feel for the track here. They know this is not the main beast they need to tame this evening, but all this data is going to be good data for the main event here, getting an idea of how the track's going to handle, or at least in small part. I mean, the track will evolve over the course of time. You got to be ready to move with the track, as they say. Right now, it looks like Christian Hill to the back bumper of Matthew Nordberg. He might not be content sitting back there for the position he's in fourth.
No, I don't think so. Christian Hill is looking to the inside right there. I think that was the 24 on the outside, but diving is the 10. Oh, slide job almost, and there you go. Both cars in the wall. That is not the slide job that they were looking for right there, and Christian Hill is going to have to, actually can't seem to get that car rotated, so that car is probably not as happy as it once was. The U.S. Post Office machine there for Mount St. Mary tonight, but in fact, looks like we are slowing down here. So, ooh, big trouble there on the inside. Yeah. I think that was the conclusion of the race. I was watching the action right there. No wonder the 10 wanted to get the move, Alex. That makes sense.
Yeah, and with that, that will set the running order for the main event here. They have foregone the second heat, which means it'll be a 5-minute warm-up to get ready to go for the 100-lap main event here from Eldora. Zach DeWale wins the preliminary heat, so he converts that pole position into a first-place starting spot in the main event. Expecting nothing less from tonight's host here of the DeWorld 100.
No, that's very, very good right there, and very exciting to see the driver. He was so passionate about the race, and now he's got it cooking right now. And
is that the in-car? We'll say, is that the feed of me and you talking right there next to the virtual 4x4s?
I think so. I think that's how it works. And there you are with driver Zach DeWale going to get that drink, and then driver Christian Hill trying to get ready there for the next race. But a couple of these drivers now taking advantage of the chance to warm up. It is time. Looks like the consolation has been skipped, and we are going directly to the feature race. All the drivers will transfer. Just 11 tonight, which I think is pretty good, Alex. A big, heavy field would probably be a little bit cumbersome, but 11 cars is going to be just about the right amount here for a super late model race at Eldora.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the size of the SRX field that was just there a week or so ago, and they put on quite a show, and there's no doubt that these guys are going to do the same. Right now, we have Jason Willott and Jake Hall doing a couple extra practice laps here, but Josh, you've got some experience on the dirt here. If you are one of the drivers here in the warm-up, what are you looking for from this warm-up session leading into the main event?
Well, right now the track is pretty tacky, and so I see everybody kind of running up around that middle. I am surprised that they've not tried to go down low yet, because what's going to happen, we've got 100 laps, and that's a pretty sizable event. So what's going to happen here is everybody's going to be kind of middle and up, and then that's going to start to slick off. It's going to lose the moisture that is providing the grip in that area. And if you're trying to figure out, well, how does moisture give you grip, it's right, we don't want to run on the dusty part of the track. We want to run on just a little bit of mud, just a little bit of grip, not to be confused with asphalt ovals, right? We don't want any moisture on those, but here it is the inverse. And so, we're riding on board right now with Jason Wallet, but I'd be really, really interested to see some of these drivers try and get their lines sorted around the bottom of the racetrack, right around that wall, because after about 30 or 50 laps, Alex, it's going to be really hard to run this line right here. There might be a cushion that builds up, and I think it is building up as we run through the warm-up and into the race. But yeah, I think that if you want to pass on this dirt track, you will have to find more than one line to do so.
Yeah, and then I feel like that's the beautiful thing about running on dirt is that there's so many potential lines you can run, but the more you run them, the more you exercise the option of it maybe not working in a few laps here if everyone's running it and really drying out that part of the track. It's a more of a chess game, I feel like, than any other type of racing, especially in the iRacing sake of things. Because there's so many, yet so few ways to go about it, if that makes sense. But right now, we see Zach Doyle on track, and you can also see his current onboard cam. So while this is still the warm up, you can see the amount of hand motion that's going in to try and keep that car off the wall. And well, he did a nice little 360 right back into it, and he's going to reset back to pit road. Good time to do that is now before we get back into the actual event things.
Yeah, and we can look on board as well with Christian Hill as we look to the number 10 post office machine. And yeah, we have seen these drivers and how steady they are on their hands right there. But really, it is all hands on deck, Alex. These drivers are going to be working that wheel. They're going to be trying to make little adjustments, and it is a lot more input with your hands. And some would say with your right foot as well than we see typically on the NASCAR Cup side of things. So very exciting to try and watch these drivers try and sort out the differences here tonight. And I think we are going to see some comers and goers for the 100 laps. We're going to find out who likes the tacky track and who has practiced on the slick.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking off the top of my head of who I think would be really good at those situations. I think Zach DeWale will thrive, and I honestly think Austin DeLong had a really good little start to the heat before that contact with Nick Stockner. I know he'll be starting from the back of this one, but I would not be surprised if he makes short work of the field in front of him and drives his way back up to the leader. I really like the way he's been running. He's been trying that low line like you've been talking about earlier on in the warm-up here, really getting an idea of all of his options here before the 100 lap feature, which is coming up right about now. So personally, I'm curious to see how the driver of the 22 tries to make his way through the field this evening. But once everyone grids up, we'll have time to do a very quick rundown of the starting grid. As we mentioned, Zach DeWale will be rolling off on pole.
Yeah, Zach DeWale rolling off on pole right now. We'll see if we can get a word with Mr. DeWale. Zach, it's up in the booth. You got a copy? Oh, I think he's sorting out the Discord settings there.
Hello?
Hey Zach, what are you thinking? There it is. What are you thinking for this race coming up?
Well, it's going to be a little chaotic, judging by how the heat went. Expecting a couple of cautions, but it should be a lot of fun. The guys are having fun here, so I think we'll have a good time.
Coolio. Well, best of luck in the race here. Thanks for organizing this fun little foray onto the dirt this evening, and we hopefully will be able to see you after the end of 100 laps here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the plan. Yeah, it was an idea had brewing for most of the summer season, so it's cool for it to finally be happening. Really happy that we got as good of a field as we did. Good group of guys coming to run some late models, so it's a lot of fun. Hope we can do a little more of it soon.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, that was Zach DeWale, our pole sitter and host of tonight's race. We are one lap away from going green here into the World 100. Zach DeWale, Jake Hall, row 1, Matthew Nordberg, Ryan Wilson, row 2, row 3, Timothy Williams and Andrew Burrell with Christian Hill, Jason Willott, row 4, and then DeLong, Jordan Brooks, and Nick Stockner rounding out the back part of the field.
You guys drop me back into Gen Chat, please.
That is exactly correct. And here we go, going green this time by. The cars are off to Whale, out to a great start right there. There go the fireworks, and the drivers are off. Orange Wheel Racing off to a quick start right there, but back behind, it's all on, and you can see that is the 10 car right in the middle of that big sandwich.
Yeah, he is really getting involved in the middle of everything early. 3 wide through 3 and 4 on this opening lap, but everyone keeping it clean for the moment. As I say, Merle clips the wall there going into 1. Right now, though, some door-to-door racing happening there as Christian Brian Hill ducks under, I believe that was Timothy Wilms, leaving Ryan Wilson to escape scot-free. Now it's Hill to the inside of DeLong. Both of them making some progress early on here tonight.
What a great move. That was DeLong, who won his dirt karting championship actually last year. So this is not new for him, and you can see that was a pretty calm move down to the inside. Actually, he's made quick work of the 10 machine and is now going to work on Ryan Wilson right there. There from Minnesota Moncado, but that's a 56 car, that distinctive purple and yellow that we get to see. And there you go, Penn College of Technology, Austin DeLong. He's trying to get that bright blue machine around, using all of the grip on the bottom. And there you go. He's got to get it done on the bottom. Can it be right there? And it looks like a couple more laps of that, Alex, and he might have a shot.
Yeah, he might have a shot here going through 1 and 2, but he really had to check up there for a second, so that battle continues. Almost has Wilson cleared. He might try again off of 3 and 4 here, able to slide on up. New holder of position number 4, Austin DeLong, which means Penn College of Technology already up from 9th to 4th with a handful of laps here. He is absolutely cruising right now. Meanwhile, back up front, it is still Zach DeWale, but he hasn't quite gotten away from Jake Hall here, who's putting up a really solid fight in P2, only about 2 car lengths off the back bumper of that 027 here through the opening laps.
Yeah, there you go, that 2 car in P2 right now. And here you go. So I don't even know that the top of this track, Alex, is totally dry just yet, but these 2 drivers are up front for good reason. They've decided that they want to test that bottom. As I say that, trying the grip up top there in turns 2, but that's what's so cool about this. And we see it in asphalt racing too, paved ovals. And here at Eldora, we're going to see drivers who want to run high at one corner of the track and drivers who want to run low at another corner of the track, and that's going to be pretty exciting. Though it looks like we may be on for a caution here because everybody has calmed down rapidly.
Yeah, the yellow flag in the air from Barney in the grandstand. Not quite sure what the caution was for. We weren't able to catch it on the initial live feed here. We'll have to go back and see if we can find who had some trouble. It might be the 56 of Ryan Wilson, who looks like he got a piece of the wall there and then was coming down rather slowly.
Yeah, that car does not look very happy, and I think he actually tried to get off of the racetrack, but that car did not have any more go in it, and I suspect that is what brought out our yellow right there.
Yeah, so that'll be a brand to the garage, try and get it patched up sort of deal for the 56, who had a pretty solid run going early. He was running in the top 5 through the opening handful of laps there, but now we'll have to fight his way back well from behind, and already a number of laps down at this point. So this could be a tough climb for Ryan Wilson moving forward. But it does bring an interesting scenario where now Austin DeLong, with that caution, gets brought right back up to the leaders. So he made short work of the mid-pack here, and now we'll have an opportunity to start right on the back bumper of the front 3.
Yeah, he does, and there you have it. Austin DeLong starting P4 right now, and he'll have a pretty good opportunity to get a strong start. But I'll tell you, we maybe have not talked about enough is one up. That is Matt Nordberg in the high C machine. And yeah, Matt Nordberg, the Wolfpack driver, coming off a pretty good conclusion to his summer season. That driver is in a good position right now.
Yeah, Matthew Nordberg currently sitting in the final podium position here. Has just had a pretty quiet start to the race here, but has had a pretty good pace through the opening few laps. And we'll have an opportunity to restart directly behind the leader here, so we might have the opportunity to try and jump to that inside of the two of Jake Hall here if they get a good run in the turn one. A lot of interesting scenarios could unfold here on the restart. Lights are off on the pace truck, which makes me think we're about to go back to green flag racing from Eldora in just a moment here. It's DeWale and Hall row 1. Row 2 is Nordberg and DeLong with Christian Brian Hill and Jason Willott in row 3. Pace truck peels off. We are got the green flag in the air and racing once again in Eldora. And already they are fanning out 2-3 wide, but it is Matthew Nordberg trying to defend third place now from Austin DeLong and have a really tough time doing so.
Yeah, there you go. He's got to work that bottom side, and probably the outside is not a bad spot to be at the time being. And there you go, getting that car rotated a little bit later is the 22 machine. Austin DeLong has got that position pretty much wrapped up right there. You saw the top of your screen. That was Zach DeWale is working a little bit up ahead of the cars up front. He's up running that high line, trying to see if he can make that cushion. Now he goes back to the bottom. He's looking for that moisture, and I think he's trying to figure out exactly where he needs to be. But I think that we are both learning that's where the best place to be is.
Yeah, and I think he's trying to fix something with his car settings as well. Looks like he's looking down at the either the monitor or the keyboard or something. So he's doing a little bit of multitasking behind the wheel right now, keeping Jake Hall behind him. But as this battle has continued, it has let. I believe the caution is back out. Oh, a couple cars were waved around the pace car, although that may have been earlier on. Not sure if the caution is back out for a new incident. It might involve the 24. That front left wheel looks absolutely shattered.
Yeah, that was just kind of pointing to the inside, so that's probably a toe link for that driver. Yeah, it looks like coming to pit road right there, and that might have been it, just trying to get turned to the left right there, and that was all she wrote. So we will get restacked, and I think it'll be about 15 laps under our belts of the DeWale 100 when we get rolling here.
Yeah, we'll have an opportunity to get back into green flag racing here in just a moment. But in the meantime, everyone will get another opportunity to take a breather, run a couple more laps off the ticking clock here, and then have an opportunity to get back out of here with everyone regrouped up. The front running order remains basically the same as it had been, as we see the pace truck absolutely obliterating the inside line there, just driving through all of them. But yeah, it'll be still DeWale and Jake Hall row 1 with DeLong and Nordberg still row 2, but this time their position's inverted. Jason Willott and Christian Hill in row 3, and then row 4 it is Jordan Brooks and Andrew Burrell with Timothy Wilms and Nick Stockner behind, along with Ryan Wilson as the current running order of the field. A good bit of action going through the opening little bit here. They've been really looking for all the grip they can as they are racing once again here. They are flying through 3 and 4. We missed the pace truck peeling off, but quite the battle up front here. Jake Hall going way up to the wall, actually hitting the wall, and then getting a great run still off the corner here. He's trying to hold on to second from Austin DeLong, but DeLong really making that inside work right now.
DeLong is, man. Look at he's down there. He's trying to find that moisture. 20 laps in, probably a little bit of time left for that high side. You can see right there he doesn't quite have the bite, but what he does have, he's going to have a lot bigger notebook when all these drivers have to go and find that moisture elsewhere. And you can see right there, if he can just keep that car down a little bit, maybe slow up his middle of the corner, and then get that car pointed off, he's going to have a really good opportunity to battle defender on the inside. In fact, he's done so coming out of that corner. I think pretty good camera angle right here. He's going to put that car up. That's a position sorted there for the 22 of Austin DeLong.
Yeah, DeLong really made the inside work. Now moving to the outside with that battle over, looking to chase down the leader, Zach DeWale. But just behind him here, Jason Willott doing some work on the outside. Makes contact with the 2. Jake Hall goes around. Willott flies into P3, getting along past Nordberg in the process. Jake Hall up and moving again, but man, that's a tough break there. He first lost out second to Austin DeLong, and then lost out on a handful more with a bit of contact with the 46.
He did. We can try and look going into the corner. You can see right here, maybe it was the next lap, but yeah, he's trying to get that car pointed correctly off the corner. And as he gets in right here, I think he was a little bit slow. A lot of slip angle in that car as we go around, and like to be slideways here, but doesn't always have to be so aggressive. You see right there, I think the 76 just got underneath, and yeah, the 2 was pretty sideways and definitely wasn't going to have that mid-corner speed. And I think that's how he arrived at that result.
Yeah, that was a tough break there, but you know, the nature of running on dirt is sometimes you just get a little wide, and then you know, if someone's right behind you running a different line, sometimes it's impossible to not meet each other where you don't want to, and that will send you for a ride. But for right now, through the opening going, no one has been able to challenge Zach DeWale positionally for the. There's been a couple of close attempts from Jake Hall, but for the most part, Zach DeWale's had it under control. But now he's got Austin DeLong to his outside. This could really spice some things up here, because the 22 has shown phenomenal pace here in the early going, and don't know exactly what will be in store for those two once they get rolling. But I'd imagine we're going to have quite the fight on our hands.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case. Here you go, coming to the green, this time by. And the 027 gets the jump, dives down the front straightaway, and Austin DeLong in hot pursuit. Both drivers up for the high side this time, but looking low is going to be the 22. Checking back in on our pole sitter and driver in the lead. He's got whatever he was working on sorted back out. And straight away, it looks like we're going to have another break in the action.
Right back out. Did not even get one lap through that time around before the yellow flew. Once again, you see another piece of fender up on the road. It looked black and orange, admittedly, from this angle, so I wonder if it was one of the Clemson cars who may have had another issue, but I'm not entirely sure. It looked dark, definitely black, maybe some orange, but the replay will be able to show what may have happened there.
Yeah, it looks like getting into the corner. Ooh, yeah, a couple drivers. Not quite enough room up on top. Eldora is one of the wider venues here. But yeah, I think that just not wide enough for that maneuver. But it's all right. These drivers back sorted out, and pretty quickly we should be underway.
That we should be. So you see the 24 retaken from the back of the field here. To my knowledge, the World 100, a race with infinite fast repairs, but damage is obviously on, and there is still time to be taken if you need a tow back to pit road. So your night isn't completely destroyed if you do need to come in for repairs, but you know, over time that will start to add up if you need to get towed back to pit road.
Yeah, I think so. Here we go for another restart. This time we got 20 laps under our belt. These drivers will get sorted out a little bit further down back in the pack. These drivers are getting, have showed a lot of raciness up through this point in the event.
That they have, as we are going once again here from Eldora, one of those cars in the back of the pack who's kind of been adjacent to a lot of the action here tonight has been Jordan Brooks. Is just behind them. You see Timothy Wilms and Jake Hall. Jake Hall's been running up front most of the evening. You'd know he'd love to get back up there if he can help it. Meanwhile, he'll have to get by first the 86 of Timothy Wilms and that gold and blue Drexel machine. Now looking to the outside of Ryan Wilson here. A good little scrap for 7th here as Wilms tries to get by on the outside. Jake Hall in hot pursuit as well. They're both working that high side on the 56. Looks like Wilms will be able to make the pass, and will Hall. And now Wilms right onto the back door of the 15 with Jordan Brooks. They're side by side going into the corner. The march forward for the 86 continues, Josh.
Yeah, Timothy Wilms on a charge right now. He is moving that Drexel machine forward. A little bit of room out front right now. And I'll tell you what I like, what he's doing. Except, oh, right there, big trouble. That was the 10 involved. Clemson is involved. That is not what Wilms needed. I was I was going to comment he was doing something pretty cool with his driving and his corner entry right there, Alex. But I will pause to say that that is not how the left front is supposed to look on that car. In fact, I think the right front is about 2 inches off the ground right now. I've never actually seen that. That must be a new damage model thing in iRacing.
Yeah, that car is everything but happy right now, and that's a bummer because it was actually making a lot of headway forward. We just watched him make passes on like 2 consecutive cars, and then Christian Hill just gets 2 sideways there on the exit of the 2, and Timothy Williams had absolutely nowhere to go. You can check it on the replay. He's trying to get down and below, but there simply was not nearly enough room and not nearly enough time to get out of the way of the 10. Impressed there that there wasn't an issue for anyone further back behind.
Yeah, and right there, it looks like these super late models, it's really easy, very tempting to get back in the gas, get off that corner. And I think we saw that as he got out of the turn 1 right there, just that was as sideways as he could go. Yeah, everybody was a passenger in that one, and there's not always a lot to do. It's pretty hard to make a quick maneuver like that on dirt as opposed to asphalt.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was evident there. So we're just about at the quarter way mark here of the World 100, and there's been no shortage for action. Plenty of carnage, plenty of passing. I mean, what more could you ask for here in an exhibition sort of marquee event here like the World 100? Quite frankly, I think it's been an absolute blast so far. We still have plenty of race to go. But it looks like at some point during all that action, Austin DeLong actually made the pass on Zach DeWale. So restarting for the first time tonight on the outsides DeWale, DeLong will lead them to the green flag as it's in the air this time around. And all of a sudden, Zach DeWale will have to be on for the attack. Austin DeLong looks to defend after his charge from ninth to first. But already it looks like he could be in some trouble here because DeWale is absolutely cooking on that high line.
The whale is flying up around that high side. He has got that car working, and he has got that car pointed straight off the corner. Well, except for right there, but he is using that whole track. That right rear is going to be a little scuffed at the end of this one, but most cars in victory lane are. And there you go, bumper to bumper at the line, Alex. This is some proper racing here.
There really is. And now here comes Jason Wallet onto the scene as well. The 76 kind of appearing out of nowhere, but inserting himself into making this a 3-car battle for the lead. DeWale will be the leader of that lap, but not for long as the 22 hasn't gone away yet, and Jason Wallet all over the back bumper here of DeWale. There's a bit of contact between the two. They're in the wall. Wallet's sideways. I think he may have collected Matthew Nordberg. That could be some big carnage in the back of the field here. Looks like we're still racing for the moment, though, but that has allowed DeLong to get ahead, and now the caution finally flies. It was about to get really hectic up at the front, and just when it was about to get really entertaining, we end up in the wall.
Yeah, and really hard for these drivers. They're trying to get the most out of their cars, and they don't want to turn too much. They still want to keep the car pointed pretty straight right there. So I see what they're doing, and up in the corner, I think that there was probably, collected, I think, Nordberg, and Ryan Wilson right there. Yeah, that was not going to be what everybody needed, and I assume these drivers may even be coming down pit lane. But yeah, that car not steering pretty well for that driver.
Not at all, but that was quite the battle for the lead there for a moment. It looked like Zach DeWale was about to get by and around Austin DeLong. DeLong really was having a tough time for a lap or two on the inside, and then all of a sudden his people he was battling for the lead just kind of vanished out of thin air when they collected themselves. So now it'll be Austin DeLong and Ryan Wilson, who after some early trouble finds himself all the way back up in second. Andrew Burrell and Christian Hill will be rolling off third and fourth here. An opportunity for some guys who haven't been up at the front a ton tonight to make some noise and really get involved.
Yeah, that'll be a good opportunity for some of these drivers, and I do want to see with these faster pairs what Timothy Williams can do. 2 Drexel drivers in this field, both having a pretty good go of it there up until that point. Jay Call, you see back in your frame, but here we go. Austin DeLong and Ryan Wilson make up the front row, and there you have it. The 22 is off and away, and a great start right there. Caught Wilson sleeping just a bit, but the Minnesota State driver is back on, and look who is back in the pack. Christian Hill right here is looking to make his run forward. He's trying to look
Ooh.
underneath the 8 machine and turned up to the right. That was pretty tricky right there. Hands all over cars.
There's a
Big
massive
trouble in the
collision
back right there. And I presume that will bring out the caution again. Yeah, that is not what you need. That's going to be a new front end for Andrew Burrell, the Clemson driver.
Yeah, that car started as a dirt late model. It ended as a wheel and modified. By the time that wreck was done with it, half the car was missing there for Burl. But yeah, as you were talking about Christian Hill there, they come off of turn 4, and it felt like they were like 6 wide. I mean, there was just nowhere to go for anybody. Everyone was bouncing off of each other. What a hectic bit of action there. So you see, it starts with the 10 going around the inside of the 8 as the 8 shoots up the track. And then a bit of contact between the two. They kind of kept it forward, and as everyone's trying to regroup, I mean, it just looked like everyone converged on the exit of turn 4 simultaneously.
I think they did, and that was a pretty stout move there from Christian Hill, actually, to get his nose turned underneath the 8. But yeah, everybody going in right here. You can see this this spot and all these drivers side by side. It looks like, man, poor Matt Nordberg, just a bowling ball in the middle there. 8 in the wall. I do see Timothy Wilms will probably make use of another fast repair, and that will be how these drivers get sorted out. So looks like we're going to try some single file restarts courtesy of Zach DeWale, the host of the World 100, excuse me. And yeah, we'll see if we can get some green flag laps rolling. About 25 laps or so sorted out here. 30 laps under our belts.
Yeah, we are about 30 laps into our 100 lap event here. So I mean, they're starting to slowly tick off here, but I do not believe they're counting any sort of caution laps toward that total. So every opportunity to keep this green flag racing is going to certainly help that that lap counter keep ticking away. And I know one person who's going to be really happy with these single file restarts probably is going to be the current leader, Austin DeLong. That much easier for him to absolutely fly away from the rest of the field. Already the gap up to 3 car lengths here as he goes through 1 and 2. The battling picks up again for 2nd and 3rd with Hill trying to chase down Wilson, but now he's on the defense from Jason Willott. Ryan Wilson very firmly in 2nd for the moment, trying to chase down the leader.
Yeah, there you go. The leader up at the front, Austin DeLong. He's trying to get out of Dodge. He's found that moisture on the bottom, and I think he's using those dirt skills, putting them to good use right there. You can see that car is pretty well sorted. Looks pretty comfortable off the corner right there. That's kind of what you'd expect 30 laps into one of these events. Yeah, seems to be a little bit of moisture left up on that high side, and when you have a lead, you can put your car wherever you may want, and that's the perk of leading the race right there. So nobody to his side, he can choose the line he wants. I do see just the beginning of a little bit of slick track that is coming in to the outside right there. You can see it on the entrance. That is turn 1 right there. And so Austin trying to get that car turned a little bit before he gets to that slick part. Again, not a problem necessarily to drive over, but when you get to the gas, you will want the maximum amount of grip in these super late models.
Yeah, you really do, because these, Ryan Wilson having to try and catch it and save it. It's going to cost him a little bit of time, and here comes Zach DeWale to the inside here. That green and black car now got a nose to the inside, sliding up in front of the 56. Wilson will look to come back on the inside here in 3 and 4. Was not able to get on the gas quite fast enough, so Zach DeWale has worked his way back up to 2nd as they get around Nick Stockner. And I do believe that actually brought the caution out, the 24, very slow right around the pit entry area.
Yeah, we'll see if we can have a look at how we may have arrived. Oh, I saw that. That was the 8 and the 24 together right there. So the 24 trying to work the low side. He's been trying to work that tonight. That'll be an advantage when we get to the later stages of this one. But right now, the 8 in, and a little bit of tight condition right there from the 8. That was Andrew Burrell. So some orange-wheeled teammates. Not quite sorted out, Alex.
No, and they've found each other on track a couple times tonight. They've really had their, not necessarily their issues, but their confrontations on track tonight. The 8 and the 24 really having made contact several times already, which is certainly not an ideal situation to find yourself in. But you know, life goes on, and more action is to be had here in the World 100. We were getting some pretty interesting battling there between Ryan Wilson and Zach DeWale. It looks like they may have Wilson still ahead here at the moment. So good job on the defensive right now from the driver of the 56 holding off the host this evening.
Yeah, I think so, and still trying to get sorted out the scoring here as we see, but it looks like the 22 right now in the lead of this one, and the 56 right behind. But I'm interested to see that. I think the 56 has something. If he can get the power down, I think he's got something for that 22, but he's going to have to be pretty good because that's what the 22 has been doing all night.
Yeah, he absolutely has been. So, green flag back in the air here at Eldora. Austin DeLong leading them into the corner. Ryan Wilson already on the defensive there from Zach DeWale. DeWale looking to the high side. Wilson on the low side. Now moving up toward the middle. DeWale hitting a bit of the wall there. They are really searching for every bit of track right now that they can find. And as this battle continues, Jason Milano once again inserted himself into the scene here. Back behind the 027. These two cars here really nose to tail a little bit of the as they move their way from the back to the front to the front again. But right now, Ryan Wilson putting on a really good defensive effort, keeping both of these cars at bay while not losing sight of the guy ahead of him.
Yeah, Ryan's doing a really great job right now because he's got to put that car, where he likes it, and everybody's going to have a little bit different drive style. Oh, big move right there, and not sure if I think he was just trying to steer clear of a block right there, but everybody's trying to play nice. That's going to give the 76 a great run around the outside right there. You can see him shoot off into the turn right there, and those cars look good coming around. That 76, Jason Willott, is hooked up for Drexel Esports. He's going to set his sights forward. In fact, I wonder if the 56 is slow or just trying something different. And 24 in the wall again, and that will bring out another caution here. And that was some good racing between those three.
Yeah, that was certainly quite the battle there. I mean, they were really kind of throwing haymakers at each other left and right, trying to get themselves sorted out there, and was quite the sight here. It's always fun when we get a little bit of green flag tussling on track.
Yeah, I think so. That'll have a chance to stack up the cars at the front. Austin DeLong still at the front of this group right here. So it's Austin DeLong, Zach DeWale, Jason Willott, Ryan Wilson, and then I think it was Timothy Wilms, or was it? Yes, that is Timothy Wilms in the distinctive paint scheme right there for Drexel.
Yeah, he's had a very back and forth night so far. One of the two Drexel drivers. They honestly both have, but Wilms especially. He's still trying to make his way back toward the front. He was on a bit of a charge earlier and then got absolutely clobbered by the 10 at Christian Hill. So his charge once again has to continue. Currently scored back in the 8th position, but certainly looking for more. As right now, it'll be DeWale and DeLong, your front row with Willott and Ryan Wilson, row 2. So certainly some good battling that's going to be happening through the top 4. And then, actually, it looks like Wilms has actually scored 5th. So he's really back into the mix as well here. He's made some good progress.
Yeah, and it looks like we're about to go green again. We're going to see that truck drop off the Eldora race surface, and there you go. The 22 jumping out to a lead, and the Zach DeWale St. Clair College in hot pursuit up near the front. Look at DeWale, man, gets such a good drive from the center to the exit right there, and then DeLong with a pretty good run there towards the end. But here he goes down in the corner, and he's going to defend for his life on that high side.
Yeah, he's looking for every bit of grip he can find up there right now. He's doing a good job so far, but as they keep hitting over that slick point, you can really tell them they're starting to drive farther and farther into the corner. They're going to have to start maybe backing up their entries just a little bit, but for right now, they are content just absolutely roaring into the entrance of turn 3. Now DeWale looking way to the inside here, thinking he might be able to make a pass down low. Will slide back up and unable to do so, and the 24 is facing the wrong way once again this evening, and I do believe that will bring out yet another caution. Nick Stockner, to put it lightly, has not had a great evening here at Eldora.
Yeah, it's hard to pick up these late models, and I gotta say the super late model is probably not where I would start. So you gotta commend the driver for that. But yeah, it's tricky. There's a lot of power. It's gonna be a slick surface. The task will be harder as we go into the evening, most certainly there. So that's gonna be something that these drivers have to work with, because that track is probably gonna go away. And these drivers, by the end of the night, Alex, they're going to be using 50% of their throttle pedal. It's going to be very slippery out there.
Yeah, it really is, and that's where the adjustments will have to kick in. But for right now, you're already starting to see everyone starting to dip around, trying to find a little bit of room on the track here or there where they can find it. But I think one of the most interesting parts of the current situation of this race right now is row two are both of the Drexel entries. So while you've got Austin DeLong and Zach DeWale running 1 and 2, you've got a tandem of Drexel drivers right behind who are hungry to get their first laps led of this race, and they both have shown some pretty solid pace. So if I'm either of the either DeLong or DeWale, I'd be careful on what's coming behind me. It could be a freight train of blue and gold making their way on by.
Yeah, and we've seen that both those drivers have the pace to be up front. That's not there by coincidence. And we'll see if they can stay in front of that Minnesota State car. Ryan Wilson, he's going to have something to say. And that 2 car back there, Jake Hall, we know that he's got the pace. But back up front, very interested to see how this continues. It is Zach DeWale and Austin DeLong up here going for the race lead.
Yeah, it is. Pace truck peels away. DeLong jumps on the throttle there, middle of the corner. DeWale stays right with them, but they do leave the 2 Drexel cars behind them by a couple car lengths. And right now, Zach DeWale looking on that inside, trying to see if there was any traction he had there. But quite frankly, I think he lost out there to DeLong on the high side through 1 and 2. Able to rally back a little bit on the outside, but he's got a full mirror right now of Jason Willott in that 76 all over the back bumper of that machine.
I was going to say, we talked about it. There goes Jason Willott. He's trying to make the situation clear that he is there. He's got the drive off the corner right there. Oh, pretty good drive off the corner, and he's mimicking the movements of that 027 car, which is what you got to do right there. DeWale trying to work out inside. Oh, up a little bit into the marbles. Jump in the cushion is not what you need, and we are back under caution again, and we will have to get it sorted out.
Yeah, that's a bummer. We were getting traded to a really good battle there between Willott and Zach DeWale. But that will have to wait till the ensuing restart here. I think that may have been Jordan Brooks and Nick Stockner, and a little bit of calamity happening behind them too. Everyone all over the track this evening, both under green and yellow flag conditions. Everyone really just getting familiar with every square inch of this historic dirt track.
Yeah, the historic dirt track it is. And another opportunity to talk to one of our drivers. Christian, it's us up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I do. Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you? That super late model has proven to be a handful for a couple of drivers, man. How you doing?
I can definitely, yeah, I can agree that it's a handful. I don't drive dirt often, but it's happening.
It is happening. So, getting to this race, how's the track changing, and what's your strategy going forward? I think that 10 machine, that post office machine, is looking pretty clean. You think you're going to get it to the end?
Yeah, I hope so. The top is definitely becoming slick now, so just trying to figure out the bottom line a bit more. It definitely didn't do enough practice on the bottom, but yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for it. I just had a bit of a wreck last caution. This caution, I was able to keep it pretty clean, so just hoping to make my way back up front.
Yes, sir. Well, you guys are going green this time by, so we'll let you get back to it. Good luck, Christian.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah, Alex, what did we say? Is that practice on the bottom was going to be helpful for some of those drivers that did. Not that it can't be sorted out. It's not rocket science, but all it takes is an advantage over the first 5 or 10 laps, and that makes the race. So we go back green. The 22 is in the lead with a sizable jump there on the 27.
Yeah, he really got a good jump there, and now DeWale into the wall a little bit there, coming off of turn 2, trying to explore every avenue he can to get to the back bumper of Austin DeLong. But Jason Wallet all over the back of the wheel once again. Here comes that 76 to the outside on the backstretch. They will be side by side into the corner. DeWale goes low, Wallet goes high. That 76 riding up toward the marbles. He has found that cushion on the high side, rockets past Zach DeWale. And now the 76 of Jason Wallet has his eyes set on the leader. Only one car standing between him and the current first place spot.
Shot out of a cannon that corner, and you can tell he's putting that right rear right in that cushion. There's a little bit of a ridge where these cars are digging into that dirt surface. They're kicking up a little bit. He's putting that 76 machine right on it. And I tell you what, he is getting that 22 car. He is reeling him in, and this is going to be a proper race on here. The 76 of Jason Wallet now gets his turn at the 22 machine, but not before we have another caution.
Yeah, another one's out, and looks like the 24 slow again. He is having an absolutely tough evening here. Looks like Jordan Brooks also looking like he might be trying to catch up to the field here. Tough to tell what happened here without a replay, but certainly a tough go for a couple of these drivers here. As we look here, it looks like the 2 got a little wide, but he's keeping it forward. Now we're on board with 15 of Jordan Brooks. You see the 24 of Nick Stockner down low, and they just kind of meet. Not enough, I think.
Yeah, it looks like some contact.
Caution, though. They both looked like they were fine. Oh, yep, there it is.
Oh man, that was really, really tricky right there, because you got a couple of those drivers who are trying to get sorted out. And I actually thought that Stockner had that one right there. He's just moving up and backing up into the corner, trying to get into the gas, and maybe just not loaded up enough. You want to keep that 4-bar suspension up and in the air. That's a big component of driving these race cars.
Spoken like someone who's definitely got a bit of experience with them, that is for sure. I wish I had more with them, but I will absolutely trust your judgment on it, and I don't disagree with that observation, because it looked like he was riding fine until he wasn't. But right now, all of a sudden, at the front of the field, Jason Wallet with a very interesting opportunity here. His first real chance to qualify or to roll off on the front pair here. He has the best opportunity of anyone right now to get by Austin DeLong. Let's see if he's able to capitalize here on the restart. He's going to look to that high side once again. That's where he's been running so well over the past 10-15 laps here. Really getting a good run to the outside, forcing DeLong up high, and now they will be nose to tail going into 3 and 4. DeWale tries to jump in alongside with him, but right now that 76 looks like he's been shot out of a cannon. The only problem for him right now is I don't know if he has the ability to run another line with that level of pace right now. So right now, Austin DeLong in good position to defend, because he knows that's where the 76 wants to be.
Yeah, I think that's true, and this is what I absolutely love, Alex, about dirt racing, is that the winner of this little mini battle is going to be decided by who can get to the bottom first when they have to and who can make it work. This is also exactly how we set up the Storm for slide jobs, which are always exciting for dirt racing. But I see the safety car or pit truck is back out, and trying to understand. It looks like Jake Hall maybe with a little bit of issues this time around.
Yeah, let's see. We'll take a look at the replay here. The 2 definitely kicking a little wide in that corner. But we see he's kind of on the cushion there, then flying up to the back bumper of Jordan Brooks. Still haven't seen what would bring out the yellow just yet.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure right there. Well, he's trying, but I'm not sure what brought the yellow out. I don't see anything there, but nonetheless, we'll have to see what goes on when we get back to this restart. This has been very exciting to watch all night long.
Yeah, the battle up front has been tremendous, and another opportunity to see if Jason Wallet can get his way past Austin DeLong here. Wallet has looked really sharp on that outside lane. He has really found his groove here once the outside is starting to slicken up a little bit. The only problem for the driver of the 76 right now is I have not seen him find that kind of pace on another line, which has made it very easy for DeLong to block as he's sitting right in front of him, kind of running that cushion as well. And DeLong is content with the speed that the 76 has in that lane if he can block it off by running the same line. Whenever Wallet starts running multiple lines with that speed, though, that is when we're going to have a really active defense, I think, from Austin DeLong. But for now, he's content to try and match lines with the 76 here because it seems to be working for the both of them. Pace truck peels off once again here at Eldora. We are racing once again and already back to the top side. Here goes Wallet trying to find his way around the outside of the 22. The long ran about a lane to the inside, and that has brought Wallet right back up.
Oh, and there you go. You just saw Timothy Wilms trying to work that bottom. He's got the third position. That's your slide job right there. He's trying to get that inside position. Now 27, the 027 coming back on the inside, but nothing doing. He got the momentum in the corner, and there you go. So that's Drexel 2 and 3 right now. But it is not done yet. Big contact between those cars. Actually, the yellow is out, but there you go. And it looks like maybe the 24 again, but that was a super fun battle up at the front. And there you go, Timothy Wilms asserting his dominance, saying, yeah, Jason Wallet is not the only Drexel driver in this field, and the two cars are back together once again.
Yeah, there must be some good communication going on in the Drexel camp right now. They have certainly adjusted from the early going of this race, and they have shown a lot of speed here through the middle part. Wallet currently running P2, Wilms currently running P3. Zach DeWale, who has showed a lot of dominance early, has not had the pace to necessarily get back up to the front since he's been kicked out from the lead position. He's had good pace to kind of match what's going on, but not necessarily the pace to go out there and take those positions away. So we'll have to see if the track comes back to the driver of the 27 later on in the evening. But right now, ever since he's taken the lead, it has been no looking back for Austin DeLong, at least in terms of the timing tower. Physically in the mirrors, I'm sure he's had to do a lot of it over the past couple stints here with the 76 being right up the back bumper.
Yeah, that 22 has been really fun to watch, and all these top three have been really fun to watch right there. Looks like we're going to go green this time by, so we'll see if these drivers can get a jump. You know, something I am not seeing that I thought I might see is these drivers, they are starting up near the top of that berm, the wall, when they take that green flag, which I'd expect, but I don't always see them turning down the track. And generally when we get a little bit further in the race, we would have something like that. But right there as these cars go, and a big early start. In fact, the 22 now has, yeah, that track is slicked off, so he does go shooting straight down the track. That's what you do as the track changes over time. But here you go, and around is Wilms right there. He saves it, and we will stay green for the time being. But Drexel marches on in the form of Jason Wallet.
Yeah, we'll continue to hang into the back bumper of Austin DeLong here, although it gives Zach DeWale an opportunity to try and make some headway with a little bit of clean track. The 76 not nearly as close to the back bumper of DeLong as he has been the past couple of stints here, but he certainly has not lost Austin DeLong. He just is not breathing down the back of his neck like he had been in previous stints. And I do believe the caution is out once again here from Eldora. Barney the Flagman certainly getting a workout up there.
Yeah, he's looking at some PT on that shoulder after this one, and I think that was for the 2 machine. But we will have our third driver here in the booth, Matt Nordberg. It's Josh up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
So it seems to be pretty tricky out there. The super late models, are they giving drivers a handful?
Yeah, for sure. There's tons of horsepowers in these things, and they're so skewed out. You touch the slick stuff, it can be super tricky to control, and I'm having a little bit of trouble navigating the slick stuff. I think I'm not a super intimate dirt racer, so obviously still learning as we're out here. I felt good on the newer track with a bit more grip, but as it's slicked up, I've lost a lot of pace, so we'll see how these next 40 or so laps go.
Yeah, you certainly still have a bit of time to do so. We wish you luck on that potential charge to the front here. We're excited to see what that high C machine can do.
Yeah, we'll see what can happen. 2 to go here for the green, so hopefully makes up some ground and try to learn this track more as it slicks up.
Absolutely. Well, we don't want to hold you up from it. Good luck the rest of the way here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. That was Matthew Nordberg, our third interview of the mid-race session here, and we are about one lap to go before we go green from Eldora once again. What would you say, Josh? Just about approaching lap 60 on this one?
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. It's going to be about lap 60 or so for these drivers. That last caution was lap 56, so 60 sounds accurate. The 22 remains up front. Austin DeLong, staple of our oval side, CiL for a long time, is making that car work up front. That super late model is down to business. And there you go, Zach DeWale looking at the inside of the 76, nothing doing right there. And Jason Wallet continuing to work that high line. I think, Alex, he's going to hang out on that cushion until that cushion is just run up right into the wall.
Yeah, ride it till it don't work no more is the philosophy right now for Wallet. And he got really close to the back bumper of DeLong there and whipped that car into the wall. He definitely caught either a bit of a slick spot or just did not get the car turned in time. Basically rode the wall all the way through 1 and 2. We'll lose 3 positions here, which will bring DeWale back up to second, and it gets Andrew Burrell and Timothy Wilms into the mix as well. Andrew Burrell currently running third for, I think, the first time this evening. After all the carnage he's been a part of this evening, what a strong resurgence for the driver of the 8.
There you go, another strong CiL driver in the 8 machine. He's trying to get that super late model tuned up and trying to march down the leaders right there. Also likes that high line, but I'll tell you what I like is coming down off the corner. He's making that Eldora backstretch as straight as he can, as long as he can, and that's going to allow him to use more of that 700 horsepower that he's got in that 438 cubic inch motor. So big move for the 8 right there. I see the caution is back out. It looks like this time for Jordan Brooks.
Yep, another yellow flag flying here at Eldora. Barney the flagman putting it in the air once again. We'll see what happened to Jordan Brooks, who's had, by all accounts, a pretty quiet evening as far as this race has been concerned. Hasn't been caught up in a ton of issues, but has not been able to find the pace to get him up near the front 4 or 5 cars a good bit of the evening as well. But still waiting to see what was the problem. It looks like something already might be broken on that machine. The handling looks really off on it. But it looks like Matthew Nordberg also coming down pit road as well. The driver of the 7 maybe has an incident here.
Yeah, and I think he was just trying to take advantage of that fast repair. Not sure what the incident was for, but nonetheless, we are back up front. And this is going to reset us a little bit. So both Andrew Burrell, Timothy Wilms, and Zach DeWale will have an opportunity to get up on the leader, Austin DeLong, and have a run.
Yeah, that they will, and an interesting opportunity for Andrew Burrell here, the closest he's been to finding himself in the lead here tonight. A restart here, rolling off third, could be a huge chance for Burrell to get up into the mix here with DeLong and DeWale. DeWale finally worked his way back into second place here, an opportunity to go back after the lead after some time middling around in the back part of the top 5. So certainly some intriguing things to follow here as the pace truck peels off. We are already racing once again. A good jump from DeLong, and we are currently on board with Timothy Wilms as you see him making his way through the corner of this one following Andrew Burrell.
Yeah, and some of these shots giving a great vantage point of just how crazy, how maneuverable these cars are. It is hard to get the grip here on the dirt track, but it's they rotate very well, in part because of what Matthew Nordberg said when we talked to him. They're skewed out. What that means is that the left wheels are closer than the right wheels, so the car automatically wants to drive in a great big circle, even if you take your hands off. So and sprint car drivers will be the most familiar with this concept. And so, yeah, you get on the gas and that car just wants to turn left, and sometimes it turns just a little bit too much. But great view right here as we get the 76, and look at that right there, 86, and Timothy Wilms, he's got a lot of slip in that car. He's not able to drive the center of the corner like some of these other guys are. Now he's looking, but his teammate, Jason Wallet, in that 76, and actually Matthew Nordberg in the 7, he is going to march on a little bit further, and a great shot of how these cars can be fast around this Eldora track in contact, and we don't have to question what that yellow is for. The 7 machine, contact again, and now loops around but just a little bit tricky right there for that driver.
Going back to that replay, if we have a chance to see it, you can see how active the hands were, even from that distance, in the 7. They go into that corner, and I mean, he's really working it to stay off of the 86, and then the 86 just slides so far up that there's no more room for either of them to go, and they make contact here. So you'll see the 86 just kind of appear in front of him, and there's not much you can really do about that.
No, there's not much you can do right there, and you know, I mean, sometimes that happens, right? When you're on that bottom side, sometimes you get into the corner and you have to lift because that driver is flying around the outside, as we saw Matt doing, and no driver in this galaxy, Alex, is lifting in that situation. So got to keep your car off, otherwise that's the mark there. But again, this is a pretty enjoyable, fun run for some of these guys, especially up front. And the learning is all part of the experience.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and there's a ton of learning out here on the track here tonight. Just about every car has had some kind of issue on track tonight, and a lot of them have been able to rebound from it, and that's how we see the cars up toward the front that we do right now. Is that everyone's had something to work back from, and the top 2 have been really good about it, and Andrew Burrell has had a miraculous charge back up to the top 3 here. He's looking really sharp, and Wallet has had such a good run on that outside line. I'm really curious how much longer that outside line will hold like that. I can't imagine it makes it to the end, but maybe I'm wrong. Not a ton of people are running that high up on the cushion. So maybe he is able to make it work for a while longer, but there has not been any singular combination as we go green here once again. There's not been a single combination that I think has been faster than Wallet in that extreme outside line has been able to get it to work. But consistently, Austin DeLong has been the classic field for most of this event. And it's showing right now that once he got the lead, he has not looked back.
Yeah, this is going to be a big test right here for Jason Wallet if he can get that car, pick another line. Even if he doesn't want to run down there repeatedly for a series of laps, maybe he can try and get some momentum, but right now he's just got to catch back up. And yeah, there seems to be a little bit of moisture for that right rear tire, and you know, even in the slick, right, you can carry a lot more momentum around that outside, so that's not unprecedented. But all these drivers right now are searching, they're trying to find the grip. It looks like a lot of drivers agree right now that being up by that wall is still where they'd prefer to be, but a lot of time left in this one.
That there is, and as you see back here, this is Christian Hill currently running in 7th, the last car actively on the lead lap. Nick Stockner here in 8th, one lap down. That was Matthew Nordberg facing the wrong way there. Towed back to pit lane. But yeah, a tough break there from Nordberg. It seems like he has not had the best of luck ever since we had the opportunity to talk with him a little while earlier there, Josh.
Yeah, and you can see right there, just getting turned around just a little bit. It's so tricky because it tempts you, you know, that you can get turned in and get the car. You can see right here, he's back, he's good. That nose starts to come back around, he gets back in the gas, and it's a little bit too early. You almost have to anticipate rather than reacting to the car. You want to anticipate, you know, what's coming, what the car is going to do, and so on.
Yeah, and when it comes with the anticipating what the car is going to do, a lot of that just comes from experience. And some of these drivers have a lot of experience in the dirt late models, and some of them don't have nearly as much. And I think that is really showing as we get into the later stages of this race here, nearing the three-quarters point. You know, a couple of these drivers have had a ton of success so far to this point, and some of them have really struggled. And I think a lot of that just comes with experience with the car that they're in. You know, that I think in the dirt late model scene is more important than a lot of other forms of oval driving, is being able to adjust with the car and the track, and I think that's been on full display tonight.
Yeah, I think so as well. Here you go. These drivers know that it's time to go. They're bunched up, ready to go. We're going to see that, I guess it's a Chevrolet pickup, drop down to the bottom right there. You can see that 8 car, Andrew Burrell, with those orange wheels on the outside. He's going to try and stay up. Yeah, that entry right there you mentioned, Alex, is squarely slick right there. But I'll tell you what's probably helping some of these drivers is we have not had as many green flag laps as some other 100 lap events. But here we go now. Jason Wallet is looking inside Andrew Burrell, Timothy Williams behind him, and you can see right there just to the outside. Oh, big up in the wall there for Zach DeWale. He's trying to get it sorted, and it looks like Nick Stockner is again trying to get sorted out right there, and it's so tricky to get that car pointed the right way, especially on these restarts.
Yeah, it really is rather difficult. And it looks like he's once again having to flip that 24 machine around. This has certainly, I'm sure, been a night to forget for Nick Stockner here. He has just not really found his rhythm at any point in this event. And I'm sure it's as frustrating. It's more frustrating for him than anybody else, I'm sure. Because you don't want to come into an event and then feel like you don't have a handle on the race car, but it has certainly been a handful this evening, it looks like.
Yeah, I think it's been a handful for a lot of these drivers, but we'll see if we can get a very quick chat in with Andrew Burrell. Andrew, quickly, it's Josh and Alex up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Do I?
So walk us through a little bit of this race. It seems to be the track changing, the cars changing. What's your perspective on this?
Just keep the car straight and try to not kill nobody.
That seems like a pretty hard task right there.
So far. Yeah, so far it's been interesting, to say the least.
Well, that is certainly one way to describe it, no doubt about it, but it looks like you guys are about to go racing. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you.
Oh, sorry about that there, Alex. But yeah, we are going back racing, and Austin DeLong leading the way again.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was a properly timed one. We didn't want to keep them in the booth here when they were going green, so they can focus up. But with the green flag back in the air, Austin DeLong, I mean, he has just not looked back so far. Zach DeWale keeps getting within striking distance, but really hasn't been able to execute to it to this point. And the moment Andrew Burrell got to third, he has had it on lockdown since. I've been really impressed with his drive here in the later going of this race as the safety truck once again back out on the road. This time around, it looks like the 10 got sideways. Not sure if he had any help there, but certainly not the way he wanted to be facing.
Yeah, nothing too special here. Looks like just sideways. Oh, very sideways. He's getting his money worth off the corner. He's having the most fun of anybody in this field as we watch the replay. Oh, in the slick stuff. Yeah, that was all it took there, and yeah, collected a car as well. But yeah, it's so hard to enter on that slick piece of track right there, Alex.
It really is, and the moment you hit that slick part and you don't have the grip into the corner, you're kind of out of luck. There's not enough time to really save it, and there's not really time to maneuver yourself out of the way because you're already so high up on the track. You kind of just have to deal with it and hope it doesn't end the way it did there. But with that being said, I do believe we are entering the closing stage of this race. I got to imagine, Josh, there's probably, about 20 laps to go at this point?
Yeah, about 20 laps at this point. And we did mention we would get a quick word, if possible, with Nick Stockner, driver of that 24 machine. Nick, what's your take on the action on track?
Man, this car is one... I can't say things in public on how to drive. It's just a very difficult... It's been a very difficult but a fun race for sure.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a handful for a lot of folks out there. Any strategy here for the closing laps, or is it just a matter of survival?
Surviving.
Well noted. We won't hold you up here as you guys are about to go. Good luck the rest of the way.
Sounds good. We're green.
And there you go, Nick Stockner, man. It's a busy night there in behind the wheel of that car, that 24 orange wheel racing machine. But a busy night continues up in front here, and let's not count out Alex. Jason Wallet has been stalking this group for a while now, and yeah, he's got about 30 or 20 laps, excuse me, left to go. And here you go, Zach DeWale trying to look to the inside, but I don't think he had the drive off the corner he wanted, and in the end, advantage goes to the 22 right there.
Yeah, advantage to the 22 for now, and I do believe the caution has come out yet again here from Eldora. Barney getting the work. Wow, 15 looked to be in really bad shape on pit road there. I'm assuming he probably drove that thing back because that car looked to be in really tough shape here. Let's see, take a ride with Jordan Brooks here. He gets a bit of the outside wall. And then
Big
just
trouble.
gets flipped around. Yeah, that's... The car caught the wall, grabbed it, and sent him for a ride. And it definitely didn't want to handle right after that.
No, it did not. We can ride on board, and it's so hard when you're on the gas. That car wants to jump out, and sometimes you lift off and you turn right at the same time, and that is the result. It looks kind of goofy, kind of lazy and awkward almost to watch back in a replay, but it would not be the first time that I had done that here on the iRacing service.
Yeah, it would not be my first time either, and I'm sure it won't be the last for any of these guys. I mean, sometimes you just are in the wrong place at the wrong time, and the wall says, yep, you're not getting away from me that easily. But right now, I mean, if you're Zach DeWale, what do you think's got to be going through his head right now trying to find his way around Austin DeLong? Everything he's tried to this point has just not been successful. The 22 has not made a misstep since he's taken the lead.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think he's got to, get rough up the 22 a little bit. Not really physically, but he's got to try something. He's got to try different lines. He's got to try putting his late model somewhere else because right now that high line belongs to the 22. He's got the drive from the center off, which is really what you want. But we did see that. We saw him trying to take a couple low looks right there. So as we get on with Zach DeWale, here as we go through, it's not over. He's got a lot of opportunity right here, and he's a very smart driver behind the wheel of that late model. So we're going to go green and see if he can cook anything up in the last 20 laps or so.
Yeah, and here we go, racing once again. Andrew Burrell all over the back bumper here of Zach DeWale. Looking to the inside, perhaps, as they go into 3 and 4. Not quite close enough to attempt a slide job, though. But all of a sudden, here comes DeWale closing up on the back bumper of DeLong. Maybe he's got something for the leader here as they go through 1 and 2. And as I say it, we have another caution.
Have another caution, and that is Christian Hill in the USPS Super Late Model. I wondered if my mail could be here faster. Maybe that's a thought I had not considered right there. But yeah, the 10 car going to get that car turned the right way, and there you go. So everybody trying to fight these big machines out here tonight, Alex.
That they are. I mean, it has been a battle of man versus machine tonight, and it hasn't even been the competition's been much more of themselves. But sometimes in racing, that's as much of a battle as the other cars on track. I mean, these cars are far from the easiest things to handle, and that has been evident here this evening. Right now, though, I mean, if you are Jason Wallen, I mean, I wonder what he's got to be thinking right now. Is that line that brought him so much success through the middle part of the race, I just don't think necessarily has the passing speed that it once did. Do you have to make an adjustment to make your way up onto the podium? I think you've got to at this point.
Yeah, you do. We talked about that line. He really likes being up in that cushion. And I don't think that's a problem. I think that's probably common among all 4 drivers. Although everybody up in the wall right there, he will, kind of like the ARCA racing we saw this summer. These drivers will need to be off the wall right there. And that's the trick is we do it again. It looks like maybe the 24 car around in this case. But yeah, that's a good point, Alex. He's going to have to do something different. I don't know if he can get down to the inside. He's got a couple options. It's probably worth trying. You'd like to assume that his Drexel teammate behind him would race him a little bit more mercifully than some of these other competitors, though. You wouldn't expect much as we're out here, fun exhibition event, right? Every driver is going to be told to go for it. So he's got some options. He's gonna have to put that car somewhere else though, because the leader is up on that cushion, and I think that's where everybody likes to be right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and it has been a battle here to get a multi-lap stint, let alone closing out the end of this race here. So we'll have to see if they can get it figured out here. We've had a couple of cars that are off the track officially at this point, but still plenty of action to be had up at the front as we are racing once again. DeLong and DeWale will lead the way on board here with Jason Wallen as he tries to find his way around Andrew Burrow.
Jason Wallet is trying to get his way around Andrew Burrell. You can see those drivers heading off down the backstretch, and everybody really right on that slick stuff. You know, I might be interested in entering a little bit lower, but you know, I'm not on the track. I don't feel what these guys are feeling right now, so that's a totally valid option, right? We see the leader up on that high side, and you know, everybody else following suit.
Yeah, and right now, Wallet all over the back bumper of Andrew Burrell. This is the battle for third place as it stands. Wallet in that 76, Burrell in the 8. They are looking to find their footing here and see if they can make any ground on the leaders. But right now, it's about everything in Burrell's control to hold the 76 back as the Whale was in the wall. They're
The
looking
Whale
to the
in the wall.
inside
Both
here.
drivers sneaking by on the inside.
Now it's Andrew Burrell in second. It is Jason Wallet third. Something must be broken on the 027. He rode the wall most of that entire lap. And now we'll bring it to the inside, trying to get out of the way. And there's the 24 as well, and just everyone trying to scatter right now. This is everything is falling apart here for the host, Zach DeWale.
The yellow flag is out, but yeah, something did not go according to plan on that machine. At that point, that was already done. But right here, you have, he's on the outside, he's trying to get the run, he's up in the cushion. I'm looking for where that front takes a really hard hit. I don't see it yet. Maybe right there. It probably doesn't like that wall. Yeah, now he's trying to turn left. So, you know, I have not been able to race since some of the recent updates. But Alex, I think that these toe links are now made of some macaroni-like substance, because that's pretty soft right there.
It reminds me of the early damage model for the next gens. Those toe links also were about as sturdy as a wet toothpick. You know, those things would just kind of explode the moment there was any sort of contact. But right now, Andrew Burrell sitting second, poised for a potentially huge opportunity here to try and battle the leader here. This is the highest he's run all evening. Jason Wallet, Timothy Williams running third and fourth, looking to use their collective power here to find their way up to the front as well. But it's honestly been a pretty quiet night up front for Austin DeLong, who's just been minding his business and has not made a miscue for anyone to take advantage of since he's taken the lead about, I don't know, 50-some laps ago. It's just been a really smooth, really clean, and really fast run from the leader right now.
It has. We're about to see it all over again. I see Andrew Burrell leaving a pretty big gap to the front. I don't know if that's a strategy, but we'll see how it pans out. Straight away, there goes the 22. He's going to get that car turned down to the inside. Really good opportunity right there. The 76 is now trying to chase down Andrew Burrell that we have talked about. And I'll tell you who has moved up into the 5th position. Nick Stockner working his way through the slick stuff. And he is going to try and go to work on Timothy Williams right there, taking a pretty shallow line out of the corner right there, keeping that car about mid-corner, and he's going to get a really straight run. And that's going to be pretty helpful in his pursuit to go faster. But back up at the front, Alex, this battle continues.
Yeah, Wallet now finally has the outside position on Burrell, might be able to capitalize finally. And oh, the 8 almost goes around. He might have. I couldn't tell if he actually lost control of it. Stockner also slow. Williams in the wall. Chaos unfolding behind as everyone is trying to figure themselves out. Here comes Wallet, though, to the back bumper of Austin DeLong. With only a handful of laps to go, the battle for the lead is on. Austin DeLong in the 22. Jason Wallet in the 76 knows the tail they're running right now as they close in on Zach DeWale ahead.
Yeah, the 76 making a charge here, and lap traffic up ahead. That's Zach DeWale, but he is not racing for the lead. Slide job not done on the 22, and lead change. Drexel University's Jason Wallet is your new leader right as the yellow comes out. And how will iRacing score this, Alex? I don't actually know when that yellow came out.
Yeah, I am not entirely sure either, but it does raise some very interesting questions. That pass for the lead happened right around the time of the caution. Curious to see who they give it to. This will be a very pivotal moment of this race, depending on when this caution comes out. I believe it was for Jordan Brooks in the 15. But
yeah, I think so, but we'll have to see. But I'll tell you who likes that is Zach DeWale. gets a chance to catch up to the field. And it looks like right now Austin DeLong scored. So, wow, Austin DeLong paying bribery sums of money there to the rest of the field to keep that position. But that, Alex, was a proper move from the 76. The 22 just was a little bit down low, and the 76 came around the outside. And interested actually to see that this 22, gave up that high side. We've seen Wallet; he really doesn't like anything but the cushion tonight, and so you'd think that the 22 would just park it there, but not the case. And I don't know everything that these drivers are working through.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, I thought that high line was getting away from Wallet a little bit. Clearly, I was mistaken because he was roaring that outside once again here. We're in the closing couple laps of this race. So, I mean, that 76 still just as fast as ever on that outside cushion. You can see how much it's been pushed up to the wall, though. I mean, these cars that are running the cushion are maybe inches from the wall at this point with how far it's been pushed up the track here in this 100-lap feature main event. Jason Wallet, though, that's going to be a huge boost of momentum to know that you can do it. But now he's got all the frustration in the world knowing that he's got to find a way to do it again and capitalize on that rare mistake that DeLong made. Here we go, racing once again at Eldora. Can Wallet pull off the pass once again, or was that his one chance gone?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it is all wild back in the back here. The 10 car, very sideways. Christian Hill trying to get all that power to the ground, and it is becoming difficult in the later stages of this one. This battle continues, but back up at the front, Jason Wallet is trying to get the job done on the outside. Yeah, the 22 isn't going to make that mistake again. So here we go to the inside. Is there enough moisture down on the bottom? It's not a slide job. It's all fair play from the 76. Tends to give room on just about everything he races, and look at that. He does have that move right there, and if he can get a couple more laps of this, I think he's got it. He's got a good chance, Alex.
He's as close as anyone's been at any point tonight. He's got the nose ahead through the corner, but DeLong has so much speed he carries back on the outside on the straightaways. Now maybe sliding up, unable to do so. Here comes DeLong to the outside. He clips the wall a little bit. He's now, he got caught in the fence.
Oh, and
There's
around.
Loose on the track.
Contact again. The yellow is out right there, and there you go. The tire rolls on solemnly, and that is going to be new leader Jason Wallet. And what a series of events, and we'll see if we can just sneak it back in. But this was some awesome racing right here. The 76 catching up on the outside, Alex.
Yeah, the 76 of Jason Wallet was absolutely flying, and he gets to the inside, and we knew that he was going to make a pass for the lead. DeLong was going to force him to the inside because he knew that was where Wallet was less comfortable, but Wallet accepted that challenge, dove to the inside, was just about to be able to make the pass, and then it looked like as DeLong was getting a good run coming off of two, clips the wall a little bit, and as he's trying to get the car separated from the wall, caught the entrance for the haulers, and the car just absolutely fished, or just like flopped around like a fish. And it's not the first time we've seen it tonight, but that comes at an absolutely critical time for DeLong, who had been so good for so much of this race tonight, and that might have just TKO'd his chances.
Yeah, there you go. He was coming around the corner, but actually he had it right there. He didn't have to stress, but he caught that inlet in the wall, Alex, so that was all she wrote. So new leader right now is going to be the 76 car. And, man, the battle is on. And now with, we're going to go green with about 9 laps to go, Alex, and the new battle is Andrew Burrell and Jason Wallet for lead. And, oh, by the way, look who's in third place.
Despite all odds, if you dare me say. I mean, he has had an absolutely brutal night, but here we go once again. It is Wallet with Andrew Burrell behind. The rest of the field, I think, actually got checked up a little bit behind the 8. And now here goes Timothy Williams way down to the bottom. He's looking to the inside of the rail here as they make their way onto the backstretch. The rail will pull away for now. Burrell starting to slowly close back into the back bumper of Wallet. Only a handful of laps here to go. Does he have what it takes to get around the 76 and claim the victory into the World 100, or will it be Jason Wallet after an extraordinary battle with Austin DeLong to hold on for the victory? We'll find out in just a few laps here.
Up in the wall a little bit, but I'll tell you what, Jason Wallet loves the bright lights. The fun event tonight at Eldora. He's a Daytona 500 winner, Drexel Esports. He has got that thing hooked up right now. That super late model, just about 6 laps to go around this Eldora Speedway. Up in the corner there, he is going to spend the whole race, Alex, up on that cushion.
Yeah, he certainly can if he can help it. He got a good bit of the wall there through 3 and 4. Doesn't seem to affect him too much, though, as with that, he is about a second ahead now.
And the yellow is out one more time. The yellow is out.
Oh, boy. The yellow is out, and there's what, like 5 laps left at most?
Showing 5 laps left when they go green next time by. And, yeah, there is a lot of opportunity for these drivers to get sorted out. But that driver right now in second place very quickly. Andrew Burrell, we see you in second. You've been driving pretty hard up front. What does it take with these 5 laps left to get the job done?
Honestly, I'm just going to try to keep it out of the wall, finish second if I can, maybe see if Wallet makes a mistake. DeWale's pretty fast, so see if I can keep it in front of him.
Well, I think up in the booth here, the top 4 have been pretty fast, but it is a blast to watch you guys run, try and sort your lines out around Eldora here.
Yeah, it's getting pretty slick.
Yeah, certainly looks like it. Grip definitely hard to come by. Good luck here the last couple laps here, and we'll have to see if we're able to talk to you after the race here, whether it's on the podium or maybe in victory lane.
All right.
There you go. That was Andrew Burrell, currently riding in 3rd position. Excuse me, I think that's 2nd position. That is second position. We've got
the scoreboard has thrown Stockner up in 1st, despite the fact that I do not believe he is on track at the moment.
And looks like
that's why he was waiting for cars to get by him. He was there on the inside, but the lights are off on the pace truck, which means we are going to be going live again here with only 5 laps to go when they hit the line. Jason Wallen's got the lead. Andrew Burrell, Zach DeWale, and Timothy Wilms want to take it from him, though. Still anybody's bet on who's going to walk away here with the win in the inaugural The World 100. Green flag back in the air. Here we go. 5 laps to go from Eldora, charging in the turn 1 once again.
There you have it. That 76 car is leading the way pretty handily. Car up front, Nick Stockner is trying to get going on the front stretch there, but the 76 continues to lead this one in a dominating fashion right now. He is pulling that gap on the field just a little bit every so often. Andrew Burrell right now in 2nd position. We said Zach DeWale was pretty fast, but right now Timothy Wilms knows that it's the money time. The pay window is open. He's looking for that moisture down on the bottom. He gets that car pointed down the straightaway, and little bit too much horsepower right there. These drivers trying to get sorted out. 2 laps to go this time by. Jason Wallet is still your leader, Alex.
Jason Wallet holding on to a 4/10 advantage over Andrew Burrell. You see Burrell there maybe looking to the inside. 1 lap to go here from Eldora. Can Andrew Burrell get it done? He's half a car length away. Really looking to get it pointed on the inside as they dive back into 3 and 4, but he wasn't able to put the throttle all the way down, which means unless the caution's out. Or is that just the checkered? Oh, I see the yellow.
The safety car is out. The yellow flag is going, and we are going to have 1 more lap. And can I ask, what was the reason for that? That was not quite on my bingo card. Here you go, Austin DeLong in the outside right here. He's trying to work his way around the 22, and not quite sure unless this was when the yellow was out, in which it may be.
He was waved around the pace car, so I don't know if it was that. Might have been something for... Yeah, I'm not sure what the caution was for. But something definitely triggered the yellow. And, that means we're going to have 1 lap sprint to the finish here in just a second when they go green. I can't believe it. It's either going to be Jason Wallet or Andrew Burrell, probably. We're about 2 pace laps away, I think, from going green. Actually, probably about 1.5. DeWale with 1 more chance as well, back there in 3rd. Anybody's bet here. It really depends on how good of a launch you're going to see from from Jason Wallet.
Yeah, and I think that this probably benefits Jason a little bit because that lead car always gets a jump that lasts for about 1 or 2 laps, and so I mean all he has to do is really complete that lap, and he's in victory lane. So here we go, Drexel and Jason Wallet. They've got 1 lap to do it. You can see 99 laps under our belt here at Eldora. We are about to get underway.
Here we go. Pace truck pulling in. Can Jason Wallet close it out here in the World 100? Green flag in the air for the final time tonight. The 76 with a good launch there in the 1 and 2. Only 2 more corners to go for him until he can pick up the W. Here comes Andrew Burrow flying in off the corner, but I do not believe it's going to be enough. Wallet able to carry it through 3 and 4, and there it is. Jason Wallet, the winner of the World 100 from Eldora.
Jason Wallet does win. Chaos in the back, but Jason Wallet is going to be your winner there in that 76 car. And man, we up and down the pits. This has been the most exciting lap chart that I've seen in a very long time, but some very fun racing in these super late models right here, Alex.
Yeah, an absolute blast. Chaos all throughout the field. A lot of great action on track, though. And in the end, Jason Wallet with his charge back to the front in the later part of this race. A great battle with Austin DeLong. And that'll put the 76 back in victory lane in the CiL for the first time since the spring Daytona 250. What a great feeling that's got to be for Wallet.
Yeah, that has to be. Very exciting for that driver, and yeah, really good run. All race long, right? It was 100 laps, and it was not easy to do, and so very good play from that driver, and yeah, he's earned it right there. You can see the mud on that car. That'll be a good way to relax, I think, for that car and for that driver as we do the reverse victory lap.
Yeah, a little Alan Quickie Polish victory lap action here from Eldora as he goes to celebrate here, and we'll have an opportunity potentially to talk to a couple of the drivers from this one.
That's right. We will have the top 3 coming up as usual, and the first one up, I think, right now is Zach DeWale. And Zach, it was a blast out there to watch these guys run, watch you run all race long, and walk us through the event. Did it live up to your dreams? Did the track change as much as you expected?
It changed a lot more than I expected. I'm a little disappointed, honestly. I set the race way too long. The track got way too slick for how difficult this car already is to drive, and for the experience level, I guess, of the field. A lot of these guys have never run dirt before, so it was a little tricky to just kind of throw everybody into a very high horsepower car for their first time on dirt. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed in the night, but it was fun.
Well, hey, congrats on the podium finish there. Obviously, a bit of an up and down night here in the inaugural event of. Will we see any of these kind of events moving forward? Any sort of ideas on if that is the case? What changes you would make if there was a recurring DeWorld event?
I think if I were to do it again, I'd switch the track up for sure, just to say we did something a little different. I would definitely do shorter race. I'd probably do half this distance. And maybe in like the Pro Late model or even in a street stock, just to make it more approachable for some new guys.
Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously it's been it was definitely a start and stop sort of evening, but with all inaugural events, nothing's gonna be perfect, and there's
Absolutely.
always definitely room to expand upon and or improve.
Yeah, absolutely. First time hosting an event like this at all in the game. So that being that being considered, I think we did fine, but it was just a bit of a headache to get through with how the track kind of treated us in the second half, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit tricky, I think. Before we turn you loose, is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to, Zach?
Yeah, sure. The OWR guys, for sure. Anyone watching? We didn't have too much of a race. It was probably a little hard to follow at times, but with just how the wave rounds were working, trying to get guys back on the lead lap. But everyone at home watching, all the OWR guys, you guys for hanging out with us tonight, and yeah.
It was plenty of fun for us. Thanks, Zach, for the host, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Alex, that was Zach DeWale right there, driver of the 027 and one of our onboard drivers tonight. And yeah, I'm sure he had high hopes for this one. And if you told him at the beginning of the night he'd come away with a third place, he probably wouldn't be too disappointed. But yeah, I think everybody's going to have to towel off after this one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was definitely, I'm sure, a long night for those behind the wheel. But ultimately, I don't honestly think it was that bad of an event. There was quite a lot to watch when there was action on track. It definitely just was a matter of, definitely probably a little bit of fine tuning for any future dirt events. But overall, I honestly had a lot of fun watching it tonight. And hopefully, once the emotions of the night cool down, everyone will have an opportunity to go back and see that and enjoy it.
Yeah, I think so as well. So we'll see if we can get a word now with Andrew Burrell, our second place finisher.
Oh man, what a race!
I think that was our take too. It was a lot of fun to see, but sounds like the track switched up. But did you keep the car as straight as you were hoping?
Maybe a little more banged up than I was hoping, but I couldn't really give Jason a shot at the lead there. So
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly quite the battle there. I want to ask you, you certainly had some battling going on early on in the night, especially with some drivers across the track. I know you had to come get some repairs a couple of times. What changed through the middle part of the race to kind of get you the rally from the back half of the field up into the podium spot that you never ended up letting go?
man, honestly, it felt like I just kind of got in a rhythm, and everybody else just kind of took themselves out.
Yeah, no, there was quite a fair bit of that this evening. It was quite treacherous terrain. It seemed like.
Yeah, they're about 20 laps from the end. It was wild.
I think wild was a good description. But Andrew, it would not be a CIL interview if we did not ask you who makes this possible. Who is anybody you want to thank before we turn you loose tonight?
Well, I obviously got to thank my team, OWR. Drew, Christian, Nick, and I also got to thank my grandparents because they started watching when we started doing the Gen 4 League, and I know they enjoyed watching tonight. So
Well, there you go. You definitely made him proud bringing that car home second. It was not an easy job tonight. Congrats.
thank you.
Yeah, I think that sums it up. There is Andrew Burrell, who brought that car home, number 8 in second position. But tonight's race winner comes from Drexel University, and it is Jason Wallet. And Jason, it's us up here in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So walk us through that race and walk us through your plan. We weren't sure what the drivers were feeling all night tonight, but we wondered if you'd migrate to the lower side of the dirt track. But looks like that high side worked out for you all night long.
Yeah, pretty much. Except for pulling a slide job, the highline seemed pretty dominant around Eldora.
Yeah, certainly did. What about the cushion made it so comfortable to drive? I mean, that's where you spent most of the evening and you found a ton of success up there. What about that felt so comfortable versus the rest of the field?
Uh, I think everyone's generally running the cushion. I was just able to keep my car under me up there better than most other people.
That is always a good strategy, is outdoing your opponents. But Jason, it's been a blast. Is there anybody that you want to thank before we let you go tonight?
Uh, yeah, generally, thanks to Tim for being there with me. Thanks to Drexel for sponsoring all of our efforts, and everyone who helped me get my sim rig, and that's about it. Oh, and thanks to Zach for hosting this.
One follow-up question, actually, real quick, before we let you go, that just came to me. With your victory here tonight, is there any sort of momentum that'll lead into the fall season from this, or is this just a fun one-off to get to celebrate before the NASCAR oval season starts?
Uh, if there is momentum, it would probably be coming more from the fourth place finish in Atlanta, and my third place, my being third in the championship over the summer, not from Eldora. But yeah, I think there's a bit of momentum coming from here.
Coolio. Well, hey, congrats on your victory, Jason. Well earned, and go enjoy your win tonight, and we'll see you in a few weeks for the fall regular season.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Alrighty, and that was our race winner, Jason Wallet, who picked it up on the dying stages there, Josh, but was able to hold on for the victory.
Yeah, he got it right there at the end. Really good run from that driver, and consistent all night long. The quick rundown of tonight's finishing order is your race winner, Jason Wallet, that we just spoke with, followed by Andrew Burrell in second position, and third place goes to Zach DeWale. Fourth place goes to Timothy Wilms, and fifth place goes to Christian Hill in that distinct number 10 U.S. Post Service vehicle. Sixth place goes to Jordan Brooks. Seventh place will go to Nick Stockner. Austin DeLong was up front so much, but just got in the wall at the wrong time, and that relegates him to eighth position after a really good about 90 laps of action. Ninth position goes to Matt Nordberg, Ryan Wilson in 10th, and Jay Call that we saw that number 2 machine. He finds himself 11th tonight, and that concludes that. Really fun up here tonight. There was definitely a learning curve for some of these drivers, but I would say the top 6 or so, Alex, I would love to see in a pro or super late model field.
Yeah, there was certainly some really good competition through the front part of the field. When they were going green, I mean, quite a lot of battling up front, a couple of different lead changes. Overall, I think, obviously the pacing of the race was a little start and stop, but when things were moving, there was a whole lot of stuff to like.
Yeah, that was. And so we will here at CIL stay tuned to social channels and the Discord for interested drivers and fans as we go through and pump out new announcements, new partnerships, and new excitement as we gear up for the fall. That's right, we're going back to school, and so we're ready for that. Coming up, that is season 9 that will kick off the 28th of August on Monday night, same time, 9 p.m. However, that's all from us tonight. So thanks, Alex. Thanks to all the viewers for hanging out with us tonight. And we will see you again when we are back in school. Stay fast.